What's up, everyone? In today's video, I've got some free picks for you on PrizePicks college football for Saturday, November 18th. We're going to get to those in a second, and I promise we have time because these plays are later in the day. Before I get to that, I have a very important message and just some stuff to document and show you guys about Underdog Fantasy and why we are not going to play on Underdog anymore. We're going to withdraw all of our money because they have made it clear that they do not welcome any winners at all. They've completely shut down. And last week, I ran up $15,000 on a guy named Skywalker's account. He was a VIP top-tier client of mine. I helped him grow his bankroll from $2,600 to 15 G's. And they completely changed the rules of their game. I mean, I helped probably 1,000 of my clients do similar things depending on what their bankroll was. So you got to think, if one guy turned 2,600 to 15,000, there were people that probably turned 200 into 4,000, and it adds up when I have thousands of people riding these plays. So I'll get to my picks at the end of this video, but it's really important what I say right now about Underdog, and it's important that you guys are aware of what's going on, because this might be the last opportunity to make the levels of profit that we're making and the levels of money. And going into the holidays, it's November 18th right now. Like, look, I know that a lot of you guys are hardworking people that contribute to society with construction jobs, plumbers, firefighters, truck drivers, right? All sorts of shit where you're probably living month to month. And if you want some extra money, you need to attack what I'm putting out right now, because there's no guarantee that what we have today will be there tomorrow. And I'll show you guys exactly what I mean here. If I can blow this up. This is one of Skywalker's wins right here. That's a screenshot from his. My account is limited. My account's banned completely, not even limited, which I also want to talk about limits versus bans in this video too. But this is what he did last week. So if he wanted to take, say, $200 of the 4,000 profit that he made and do the same play this week, it would not be allowed. It says picks are locked and must be resolved before submitting. You can't do Leggett and Rattler. And okay, so you're saying, well, Cody, yeah, that's the rules of their game, right? That's how it works. When you make an app, you can make the rules. Okay, well, that's fine, yeah. They changed the rules of their game to make it impossible for us to win, which is fine. But when you look at what this guy's acting like on Twitter, their CEO, he plays the victim. His whole Twitter is just him playing the victim because FanDuel and DraftKings are trying to run him out of certain states where gambling's not allowed. And he says, no, we're not gambling, we're DFS, Daily Fantasy Sports, which the big difference between Daily Fantasy Sports and gambling is DFS can be categorized as game of skill. So when you think of the traditional DraftKings and FanDuel where you set a lineup and you have a given budget and you're in a tournament against other users, that's game of skill legally. And then traditional sports betting, although we all know that it takes skills to bet on sports and it is a game of skill, legally it's not recognized as a game of skill. So it's super important to understand that he's claiming to be fantasy, and all I'm saying is I've never seen DFS, I've never seen Daily Fantasy Sports discourage people from using strategy. Stacking a quarterback and receiver is as old school DFS as it gets. That's just a fundamental strategy of Daily Fantasy Sports. So for them to take that away is insane. And this is my favorite tweet right here. He says, "We've built Underdog to innovate and help sports fans increase their enjoyment with sports." What a load of shit that is. And my response is hilarious. I wish it had more views, but I've never had X. I just got it just to, respond to him because what he was saying was making me so sick. My clients won so much money last week that you changed the rules to prevent them from winning. That's not increasing anyone's enjoyment but your own. And then I gave him some constructive criticism. I requested, for champions, since it's a peer-to-peer tournament type game, which is their new game that they're using to combat all the legal pressure they're under from the Seminole Tribe, DraftKings, and FanDuel. I said, hey man, let us stack quarterbacks and receivers in this game because it's peer-to-peer. They're taking 15% no matter what. No matter if half the people win or none of the people win, they're taking 15% of the pot. So there's really no risk to them. The reason that they banned this strategy is because we were literally making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of their platform. So for the tournament style that's in Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Wyoming, those are the 4 states. So if you live in Tennessee, you can actually play that game. It's the only game you can play it. It's legal there. You'll put like $20 in. 200 other people will put in $20. So then the pot is like $4,000, and Underdog will take 15%, and then whoever goes 4 for 4 on their plays will split the 85%. And it's a really cool game because the people that win, they win a lot more, because Underdog's profit margins were a lot higher than 15% before, but now they're getting cut down to 15. So of course the CEO, Poopy Pants CEO, saying that this is going to be the best game. Bring it to Texas, man. Let us play peer-to-peer in Texas if you think it's going to be the best game. Oh, what is that? Oh, your profit margins will be cut nearly in half because everybody that's on this app loses, and the ones that win you just ban from your app? Oh, so that's why you don't want to bring champions to Texas. Okay, that's the truth. What you put out on Twitter is entirely different energy. It's entirely different energy. So I just have a problem with fake people. And if you want to be a money-hungry billionaire, be a money-hungry billionaire. Say, yeah, I want people to lose and I want to make money. But if you're going to pretend, oh, I just want people to have fun, and then when people win, you change the rules of your game, that's just very hypocritical. And he plays victim a lot, and he is a victim in many ways because the way they're going after him is very annoying. This is a super good video right here. FanDuel and DraftKings want to limit your choices. But how hypocritical is that? That is the most hypocritical shit I've ever seen, where they're like, FanDuel and DraftKings want to limit your choices. Okay, you just limited my choices this week. So how are you going, you know what I mean? So yes, FanDuel and DraftKings, what they're doing is wrong, but also what Underdog is doing is wrong for the same exact reasons. So it's just funny to see the hypocrisy here. But yeah, you guys, I'll make more videos on this because it's just so fascinating to me, and I hate people like this that are just so fake on Twitter, so fake on social media, and then in real life they're just so greedy. And it's like, look, it's okay if you're trying to increase your bottom line and you want to ban winners, but like, don't come out and do all this virtue signaling when it's all just a bunch of BS, man. But look, that's an ad there. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Ads popping up on here. I haven't been on Twitter in years just because of people like this. It's making me freaking sick. But the good news is we have PrizePicks. Let's get into the plays today. And thank God we have PrizePicks, right? Now, I am very confident PrizePicks, their alternative to winning players, is they'll say, hey, look, you're kicking our ass. Respectfully, we're going to lower the amount you can play each day because we can't afford to give you millions of dollars. Like, if PrizePicks had no limits on my account, I would have made $1 million by now. So I do understand that they don't have infinite money. They have to pay their employees. They have to pay for advertising. There's a lot of expenses to run their business. They have to pay lawyers to fight off FanDuel and DraftKings and all these politicians coming after them. So I totally get that. And I think the way PrizePicks has handled it, it just like, you basically look at the PrizePicks CEO and the Underdog CEO. PrizePicks couldn't have handled this betterly, more good. PrizePicks handled it very well. Underdog Fantasy handled it very poorly. So I'll show you my first play here. It's going to be Florida Gators quarterback, Florida Gators receiver. This would not be allowed on Underdog Fantasy, by the way. What if you're a Florida Gators fan and you like Xavier Worthy? I love Xavier Worthy, and I love the Gators. The Gators have been in some of the most fun games this season. They're playing Missouri. This game has potential to be a 35-38 type game with Missouri. It's going to be a very fun game to watch. Now, of course, it could flop, but there's just high potential that it's a great game. So I want to have the quarterback with their number one receiver. And then I also want, it's kind of funny, they're both jersey number 1. I think that's the default jersey number on PrizePicks, but they are really both number 1, so it's funny to see that there. But I also think Xavier Worthy with Texas is trying to show the college football committee style points, so they're going to run up the score, and Worthy could easily go for 134 yards all by himself. So I love this play. Now, personally, I can't get down infinite amounts of money on this play, So that's why I run the YouTube channel. But at the end of the day, the fact that PrizePicks hasn't banned my account is really awesome on them because it allows me to have fun. Yes, I'm not going to make life-changing money with PrizePicks, but I can make a couple $1,000s a month extra side money, and then I can have fun playing with you guys, which is what it's all about. Like $50 to win on 150, it's nothing to me, guys. It really is not a big deal. Now, it's a big deal because I'm putting it out to thousands of you, and I know that it is a big deal to y'all, but I'm just thankful that PrizePicks allows me to put $50 down on these plays because what Underdog has done is completely taken the fun out of everything. So if you were on Underdog, withdraw all your money, put it into PrizePicks, use promo code SBE, Sports Betting Education. It's the logo I have on this channel. And let's have some fun over there, and let's make some money over there. So Brady Cook and Luther Burden. This is the same game. Florida, Missouri, same thing. And to get it paired up with Xavier Legette, Legette's a guy that has shown he can go for 200 yards in a game. Luther Burden's another guy that can go for 150 plus in a game. He's done it several times this season. I mean, these are two of my favorite receivers right here. And this is just such a fun play. I mean, Luther Burden and Xavier Legette over 164.5. That's just a fun play. Like, if you like NBA and you want to do some NBA with this, that is a fun way to attack. But I'm getting the quarterback from Missouri, Brady Cook. We're going to let Cook cook. And Luther Burden. Two great names, Brady Cook and Luther Burden. And they've been cold the last several weeks, but I'm looking for a bounce back here against Florida. And the first half of the season, they were just absolute monsters for us. They've slowed them down. But Xavier Legette's been the MVP of the year for us. So to get exposure on Legette here, I love that. Two-man right there. And then another two-man, $5 to win 15. As I've stated, I am severely limited, so don't make fun of me for putting 5 down. I basically just needed to get this in so that I could send the link to my VIP clients. So we did 5 to win 15 here. But a lot of people that pay me for my services and pay for VIP, I'm sure have a lot more money on this. So it is still important, even though it's just $5. So Taj Washington and Caleb Williams, that stack has been crushing it the last 5 weeks. Devontae Walker, he's definitely boomer bust. Last game, I forget how many he got, but I think he got like 150 yards last game. So I'm just hoping that momentum continues here. He's capable of getting 200 yards in a game. He's another one of those receivers that'll play in the NFL. The talent we have at quarterback and receiver in college football this year is the highest it's ever been. There are more legit first-round draft pick level quarterbacks and receivers than ever. And people that draft receivers in the third round of this NFL draft, this upcoming one, they're going to get some of the best third-round receivers ever because it is just so deep. And same thing with quarterbacks. There's literally like 10 quarterbacks that have potential to be long-term NFL starters. Here's the first 4-man play. Love this one. I talked about Xavier Worthy and why I like the Longhorns here. I mean, at the first half of the season, they would go up on teams and take their foot off the gas. But Quinn Ewers just came back from an injury. They survived the games when they had their backup quarterback playing. And I think now really the name of the game for Texas is to peak at the right time, hit their stride. And I really like them as a dark horse team to win the national title this year. Honestly, I might drive to Louisiana and put a little bit on that. It's tough. I would have liked to do that this week. But you got to realize, like, there's a chance Washington can't beat Oregon. I mean, Washington has their hands full today. That's the team I'm riding with. But there's also a chance that Alabama beats Georgia. And if Alabama beat Georgia, won the SEC championship, Texas has a win over Alabama in Alabama. That would make it to where Texas would slide into number 4, Bama 5, and Georgia 6, which is insane. No one's really talking about that, but I'm sure the Texas players understand that that's a possibility. And if Texas gets in at 4 and there's no SEC teams in the playoff, I think Texas can go toe-to-toe with these other teams. Now, I do have a lot of confidence with Washington over Texas. But what I'm saying is there is a scenario where Texas gets in, Texas, Oregon, Florida State, and Ohio State or Michigan. I think Texas is right up there with Oregon that they can win that. I think Oregon would win that. But there's value on Texas is all I'm saying. And I think they're going to try to get style points so that they can keep up and get that 4 seed in the playoffs because they do have one loss from the OU game. And then LSU, These are really high numbers, guys. I wouldn't be opposed to you taking less than the projection here. I took more because it is more fun. And they're definitely capable of hitting these numbers, but they're also capable of Jaden Daniels rushing for 200 yards, throwing for 200 yards, and not throwing for 331. So LSU is a tricky team because Jaden Daniels is so good at running the ball. And I could see these going under their projected totals here. But I took the more, 4 mores, 25 to win 250, solid 4-man there. And that's all I've got for you in this video, unfortunately. So I thought I had one more pick. That's your 4-man. I'll click through the 2-mans. Thank you guys so much for watching the channel. Huge shout out to PrizePicks. Use promo code SBE if you open a new PrizePicks account. Withdraw all your money from Underdog and send tweets to the CEO. I know a lot of y'all are frustrated, and I'm super frustrated too. My video last night, I was very angry as I recorded that. But you know what, man? Let's give him constructive criticism, see what he does. The ball is going to be in his court, but we got to put it in his court. You actually have to leave reviews with constructive criticism. You have to tweet to the CEO with constructive criticism. And I think our biggest angle, guys, when you're griping and complaining, is what's going to happen here is these apps are going to have to switch to the format of the Underdog Champions game. And let me see. And a lot of what the CEO says on Twitter is right. It's just hypocritical because he's limiting people as well. And I wish I could show you my tweet. Let me see. See if I can find my freaking account. I'm trying to go to my own page. I don't know how to operate Twitter. But if you look at what I tweeted to the CEO, if you just go to the Sports Betting Education Twitter account and look at what I tweeted to the CEO, you will see what I recommended for him. I laid into him a little, but what I recommended for him was, geez, his Twitter makes me sick. I need to take it off the screen. It's just making me sick, all the fakeness. And here's an email of them banning me last summer, so some more proof for you guys, just how sick they act. But I would say, hey, because the Champions game, that's what they're calling it, the Underdog Champions game, is peer-to-peer, could you allow us to pair quarterbacks with receivers in that game? Since you're guaranteed a 15% profit, Mr. Billionaire CEO of Underdog Fantasy. So that's all I've got for you guys in this video. I'll see you guys in the group chat. Join the Chalkboard group chat, link in bio, and I'm going to open up a live chat right before kickoff, and we'll all watch the games together. It'll be a ton of fun. See you later, guys. Have a good day, and good luck with all of your plays.